Hi, I'm Dr. Riethmeyer, and I'm going to go over the instructions for choosing your courses for next year in Infinite Campus. First, log on to your student portal in Infinite Campus on your Chromebook or iPad. Avoid using a phone as it'll be too small to see. Then in the top left corner, click on the menu, choose Academic Plan, then choose Next. And you'll open up to a screen that looks like this. Along the top, there's going to be several columns, one for each grade year, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then on the left-hand side, there's going to be several sections of graduation requirements, starting with language arts, math, science, so on, all the way down to non-credit. In this particular example, this is a 10th grade student who's going to be choosing classes for 11th grade year. The way you can tell that is in 11th grade is where we have these white boxes where we can go ahead and make some selections. Prior to that, though, this particular student has things that are grayed out. And in your case, if you're an existing student, it'll be grayed out, and there'll be courses in here that you have already taken or are currently taking. But what we're going to be focusing in on is choosing courses for next year. So I want to demonstrate that and show you a couple different ways of doing that. I first of all want to sign this particular student up for an English course. So I'm going to go to the white box here and click in it. Now all of the English options I can take are going to appear there. And one way you can do is just choose a particular option that you like from the list. Click on it, and then it will populate in that white box. Now in this particular case, I chose English 3, which happens to be a year-long course. Year-long courses are going to have two boxes that are going to populate. The first box is going to be first semester. The second box is going to be second semester. The way you can tell that is there's a course number, and at the end of the course number is a letter. The letter A means first semester. The letter B means second semester. Now suppose I want to go ahead and sign up for math. And I know that I'd like to take algebra. So instead of going through the list, I can just type in a portion of the word algebra. And every course that has algebra or whatever I've typed in shows up. So suppose I want to do Algebra 2 College Prep. Then I can go ahead and choose that. Another way of doing this, and let's do this with science, is if I know the course number, I can go ahead and type that course number in. So suppose I want to take zoology, and I know the course number for that is 4240. I type that in, it'll appear, and then I can click on that. Now in the case of zoology, only one box shows up, and that is because zoology is only a semester course. How do I know which semester it is? Remember, look at the letter behind the course number, and it's an A, so that means it's the first semester. Well, what I want you to do is to go ahead and do that through all of your different categories over here to eventually choose a full schedule. Now, there's going to be more categories than there are space in your schedule. So you may have some boxes or some sections that are going to be blank. So for example, you may not take a personal finance course in your junior year, and that's okay. So you would leave that blank. But suppose you want to take a learning lab. A learning lab is going to be in the non-credit section. So I'll go down there and I will choose Learning Lab. Now Learning Lab is listed on here twice because I can choose to take it for one semester or both semesters. I'm going to go ahead and choose both semesters. So I'll choose that. Then I want to go and make sure I forgot I didn't choose a social studies. So I'm going to do U.S. History. Just type in U.S. and then pick the U.S. History course. I want to do a fine art. I'm not sure what there are available, so I'm going to look at the list here and I can go through and see all the varieties of fine arts to choose from. I want to do acting, so I will choose acting. It's listed on here a couple times. I'm going to choose the basic acting with the B, which means it's second semester. And then I want to take an art class, so I'll choose art and design. Now, if you notice in here, I have 3 different boxes that are under fine arts. It is okay to choose more than 1 or 2 courses in a particular area. But ultimately, when you are done choosing, you are going to have 14 boxes that are chosen, and that is the equivalent of a full schedule. So to double check, I'm just going to go ahead and count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm short 2 boxes or 2 semesters, so I'm going to go back and fill that in. I remembered I didn't choose a full year of science, so I'm going to go back and choose another science course. So that now gives me 13. And oh, by the way, I got to take a PE course, so I'm going to pick one of those. Now I have 14 courses, so I am done with selecting what I need for next year. Now I'm going to go up into the top left-hand corner and click on Save, which will save my work. Choose OK. Now you can leave and come back if you'd like and make any adjustments. Suppose I come back and I'm like, you know what? Oh, I meant to take Honors English instead of English 3 regular. Well, I can just click on the X in front of it, which will remove it, and then I can go in and choose the appropriate one, AP English Language. Now I need to resave that and then click on OK. Finally, the last thing that I'd like you to do is at the bottom, there's an alternative section. Now, for whatever reason, there's not an alternative section under the 11th grade year, so I'm going to utilize the one under the 12th grade year. Alternative courses are courses that we would go to or revert to if something doesn't fit or doesn't work in your schedule. So we want to have these as backups. So we'd like everybody to have 4 boxes of alternate courses. So when you choose alternate, you're going to get anything and everything that is available to you. All that I want you to go through is to kind of look at what you'd like to do if something didn't work. So let's say I want to do sports entertainment marketing, and I want to take a PE course as a backup. So I'll go down to the PE courses and choose one of those. And then finally, I want to have foods as a backup. So instead of scrolling through that, I know it's food, so I'll just type in food and then choose the appropriate one. Now, with the alternative courses, there are arrows on the right-hand side, and that allows you to order them in the preference that you'd like them to fill in an error. So I want foods to be my first preference, so if I click on that up arrow, it will reposition it all the way to the top, and that means that food is going to be my first choice. Once again, click on Save to make sure everything is saved. Click on OK. And then finally, if you want a hard copy or you want to download this, you can click on Course Plan Report, and it will pop up so you can save this or print it out. So that is how you will choose your courses for next year. If you have any questions along the way, please ask your school counselor and we'll be happy to help.